Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Today I'm out in the park and I'm collecting up one of my favorite resources in the fall. Leaves. They're in abundance this time of year, obviously, and they're a great resource for your yard. So I'm going to finish collecting these up, taking them home. This is one of many trips I've made out here. Barely made a dent. But I'll keep collecting them as long as I can, and I'm going to tell you why. So the first thing I love about leaves is they make a great mulch. This is my pollinator bed, and I've let the leaves from the tree above it fall on the ground, and they'll help to insulate the perennials that are growing here, insulate the bulbs that are planted underneath. And they're also a great little hiding place for beneficial insects like ladybugs. It's a great place where some butterflies lay their eggs. So it's a great mulch to have down in your ground, a nice natural mulch that'll help feed the plants and keep them cozy over the winter. The second thing I love about leaves is similar to mulch. I use them to cover up my garden. They'll sit on the garden beds all fall, winter, and till the spring snow melts, and I can get in here to plant. While they're sitting here, they're going to help to once again keep all those beneficial organisms and bacteria and insects a little bit more insulated down in the ground, help insulate the earthworms a little bit so they don't want to scurry away anywhere new. But big thing that they do is they help slow the rains in the fall and the spring, absorb some of that moisture, and they help slow the melt of the snow. When you slow that water down, it'll keep it from leaching all the nutrients out of the planting beds and down to where we don't need it. So I like to use my leaves on my garden beds. I grind them up to put them on here. I find they are less likely to blow away if you grind them up. I have a leaf vacuum mulcher. You can also put them in piles and run over them with your lawnmower. Or I've seen people fill up a bucket and just use like a weed or lawn trimmer, string trimmer kind of thing down in the bucket to help break them up a little bit. But that's the second reason I love leaves. The third thing I love about leaves is leaf mold. You just pile them in a big pile and they're going to break down and give you some beautiful leaf mold. It might not be next year, and it might not be the year after. Depends on your weather and the size of the leaves, but you will get some gorgeous leaf mold, which is great for using as mulch in your beds. You can use it as a planting medium, but it'll be full of all the great minerals and nutrients that the leaves have been pulling out of the ground when they're on the trees. And as they break down, they create leaf mold, and you can use that to feed your gardens and flower beds and even put back around the base of your trees. Leaf mold is the third thing I love about leaves. Fourth thing I love about leaves, compost. Leaves will get your compost cooking like not a lot of other things will. They are a great source of browns, and if you stockpile them, like I have in this bin to the right, you can be using them much of the year to get your compost going with all the greens that you collect from your kitchen and yard over the seasons. I find it very helpful to have a nice stash of them ready so that in the spring, when I've collected a lot of greens from my kitchen all winter, because I'll keep bringing them out and putting them in here, but in our winters it's too cold, they're not going to break down, they're just going to freeze in a big lump. So if I have this pile of leaves next door here, I can be scattering them in between the layers and getting them worked in, and as soon as we get it to the real deep freeze, it'll start cooking again. So let's see what's happening. Right now it looks like we're just shy of 90 degrees in there, and I've just been mixing my leaves up with my kitchen scraps. And now that doesn't seem real hot, I'm sure, to some of you. That won't seem real hot to some of you in warmer climates, but here if I stick this thermometer down in the ground, you can see it just drop. So getting up to 90 degrees is a pretty good thing here right now. Looks like my ground is just shy of 50 degrees these days. So I'd say a 40-degree jump is pretty good. Thanks, leaves. And the fifth thing I love about leaves, they're free. So that's free fertilizer, free insulation, free compost, free a lot of great things for your garden. And all you have to do is let them fall off the tree. Wait. They can fall on the ground and create leaf mold there while they insulate and protect and feed your plants. Or you can gather them up like I've done and use them in other ways to do all those things too. I have trees in my yard that I collect leaves from, but I also go out to the local parks, and it never hurts to ask a neighbor if they've collected up their leaves. If they're just going to throw them in the trash, bring them over to your yard. So go get those leaves and use them in your yard. They're free, and they'll do a lot that you have been paying other products to do. So get those leaves. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click the thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos, make sure you've hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any. Bye.